Today we're going to learn about events and also modifying existing code. If you do end up working as a programmer, you'll find that you probably spend a lot more time modifying existing code rather than writing new programs. And to learn this, we're going to have a look at a video game. Now, every time you push a control on a video game controller, whether that controller is a keyboard or a Wii nunchuck or whatever, you're sending an event to a piece of software. And there are, or an app, or you want to call it software, an app, computer program, all the same thing. That program is continually looking for those events, and it will do something different based upon the events that are given to it. So in order to learn that, go to, in this screen here when you first open up Alice, go to Examples and then Flight Simulator. And then Open. And here we've got our Flight Simulator program that comes with Alice. And up in this window you see the events. And these are things that the program is continually looking for to see what's happening, what is the user wanting to do. So let's take a look at how this program runs. First thing we see is this billboard that gives us instructions on how to run the program. And one of the things it tells us is to press the switch to start. And one of the things we found in class is we could press anywhere and the plane starts. So I'm pressed anywhere, the plane started, and I can move the plane left and right, up and down. One thing I've found is that when I move the up key, the plane goes down. When I move the down key, the plane goes up. And I'm not very fond of that, so we're going to change that as we start working in the events. And we want to fly through these rings. That's how the game works. You fly through the rings, and if you get through all the rings, you get a prize. Okay? So let's go find some things we can change to make the game a little more like what we want. Okay. First thing we see here is when in the events window, when the mouse is clicked on anything, do world.begin flying. That is the first method that runs, is begin flying. We don't really want when the mouse is clicked on anything. We want when it's clicked on the start switch. So go down here where it says start flying switch, and then we don't want it to click anywhere on the switch. We want to click on the handle. So click on the handle. That should be our first change. Now that should work, and you could go test that. I'm not going to do it here to try and keep my video short. Next thing I want to do is when the down arrow is pressed, I want the plane to go up. So when the down arrow is pressed, I'm going to say have the plane turn at speed forward, which will make it go up. When the up arrow is pressed, I want to have the plane turn backward. So I've now reversed those, and that will make the plane fly much better. Again, you can go test that, and you should. Every time you make a change, it's good to go test it, make sure it works the way you want. I'm not going to do that to keep the video short. Okay, next thing we want to do, all right, it looks like I am going to test it in order to show you the next thing. I can't click just anywhere now. I've got to click on the handle to make the game start. And when I start flying, if I push up, I go up. Push down, I go down. Good, that's what I want it to do. Now, one of the things I don't like about the game is when I start getting into a position where my wings aren't level, I have no good way to straighten them out. So we're going to go change that now. So we're going to create an event that will cause the plane to roll. And in order to do that, events create new event. And when a key is typed, now it's created a new event. You can't see it here because it always creates it at the bottom of the window. So I have to scroll down to the bottom. It says when any key is typed, do nothing. Well, I want when the left bracket is typed, I want the plane to roll left, and when the right bracket is typed, I want it to roll right. So when any key is typed, now I want symbols, and then I want the open bracket key. That's the left bracket. And it says do nothing. I want it to do something. I want to click biplane here, methods, and I want biplane roll. Direction left, And I'm going to make it roll just a little bit left. I'll pick Other. And let's say I want to make it roll 0.02 revolutions for each keystroke. Okay, that'll take care of my left roll. Now I need to do my right roll. So create another new event. And when a key is typed, this time I want symbols, close bracket, and do biplane roll right 0.02 revolutions. Okay, now when my plane is not flying straight with wings level, I should be able to level it out. Let's find out if that works. And in order to do that, at first I'll get the wings out of level. The way I do that is by making it go up and left or right at the same time. And notice now my wings are not level. And by tapping that key, I can move them until they're pretty level. I may not get them perfectly level. And so there is a better way to do this rather than just hitting this key multiple times. Let's go see the better way. Okay. I can right click on this word when and say change to, and while a key is pressed, instead of just looking for one keystroke, it will do something the entire time it is pressed. So I'm going to click while the key is pressed. I've got to go back down to the bottom because once again it scrolled me to the top. So while it is pressed, and it gives me 3 instances of things happening while the key is pressed. I can do something when it is first pressed, I can do something during the press, and I can do something when the key is released. I can fill in all 3 of those or none of them. Wouldn't make any sense to fill in none because it won't do anything, but I can fill in as many as I want. And in this case, I'm only going to use the during. And for during, what I want to do is have the biplane roll at speed. Little different than roll, but I want it to roll at speed, left. And how fast do I want it to roll? I'm going to use a variable that's stored in this program called turn speed, which I don't see handy. Oh, there it is, world.turnspeed. And then I'll do the same thing when the right one is pressed. I'll right click on this, say change to, while a key is pressed. Scroll back down to the bottom, and then again drag the roll at speed during the press, right, expressions, and turn speed. Okay, now I should be able to roll it smoothly by holding the key in rather than having individual keystrokes. Okay, press the start flying switch. And I'm going to once again get my wings so they're not level. And they're not level. Let's see what happens. And I can move it smoothly, left to right. And if I want to, I could even spin the whole way around at turn speed. And there we have it. Now there's one other thing you should do. I'm going to try having you do this without putting it on the video and let's see how well you do. If I don't show you exactly how to do this, I think you should be able to figure it out. Then the last thing we did in class is when the plane got lost, well, it didn't even have to be lost for this, but we pressed a key. I think we used the F key for find. When we hit the F key, we had the plane fly to ring 1, and remember this works even if ring 1 isn't, even if you can't see ring 1 because it's still there. It's called Taurus in the program, not ring 1. Have it fly to Taurus and then have it face Taurus 2 and then start flying. And that way when your plane gets lost, it will automatically be right at the Taurus, as all you have to do is hit the F key. Try that without without me making a video for it, and let me know in class if anybody had problems with that. But you should be able to figure it out. And that's it for today's homework.